No more, no, definitely no. Fantastic. We're going to have a slightly international flavour for the next few people. We're going to dip out into Europe and sing a bit of Spanish, and then go north the border and get a little bit of Scots into the room. So would you please welcome, sorry, my pronunciation of names might go downhill as we get further away from Shire, but Andres?
Andres, yeah.
Yes.
It's Andres from Birkenhead, Liverpool. Via Colombia. I'm half Colombian, half from Merseyside. I said yes to Dave about 2 weeks ago. That's my first yes. I haven't met the Yes tribe. I love it. Yes, yes, yes! It's so good. I found the stories so amazing, and they come from so many places. So yes to all the team who've done this. I'm going to talk about, we just heard marathons. A lot of my adventures take place in about 26 feet. And you'll see what I mean by that. Is it the top one?
Just the up arrow.
It's upside down.
Oh, there you go. What was I going to say? It's different. I run a thing called Way of Nature, and this is my first yes. Well, the first yes was yes to Dave, turning up here and not knowing what I was going to talk about really, and hearing what you guys have talked about. I think I'll just talk about my personal story. 15 years ago I was working in a big company, and I thought, oh my god, this is so inhuman. How does it work that we've created these job descriptions and structures and policies and systems and ways of working that make us so small as human beings, that make us attached to our heads and plans and strategies that really aren't about being fully alive. And I left that, and this is my work now. I take people to wild places and leave them on cliff edges, literally, and then I'll come back a day or so later, or sometimes a week later, to come and get them. They're not allowed to move. It's true, they're not allowed to move. They make a small circle, sometimes 20 foot, 10 square meters or so, and then I come and get them, and they take very little with them. They take, we say, the less you take, the more awaits you. And when I come back and see them the next day or the next week or whenever it is, they look so much more alive. So much more alive. It is a joy. I've just come back from Spain. We just did something in the Pyrenees, and every single person was glowing. They were bigger. Their eyes were brighter. They looked lighter. This is my work. I said yes to that. I said yes to that. And it's not a big yes. On my bicycle on the way here today, I was thinking, what is my yes? What is my yes? So I've been exploring this. My yes takes me to these places. This is in Colorado. I did a lot of my training in Colorado. I worked with a guy called John Milton, an environmental pioneer, a mad guy who ended up being bodyguard to the Dalai Lama for a while, and he teaches me all kinds of things, and I have many other teachers. I'll say a little bit about that. But this is part of my yes. It's bending boundaries. It's saying I don't have to be part of those fixed systems. I've crafted this working. You might just see this is my bivy bag here, and this is my world. I'm a long way away from other people there, and it's practicing my craft as well, I guess. And this is a goodie. Does anybody know what a vision quest is? A vision quest is what Native American people would do when they go out into the wilderness for, say, 4 days. So you mark an 8-foot circle. This is also in Colorado. You mark an 8-foot circle and you step into the circle without food, sometimes without water, but I was allowed water in this one. And you don't sleep, and you have no clothes for 4 days. It's 4 days. I didn't sleep for 4 days. I passed out on the last night, actually. I fell asleep for a few nights. Certainly didn't eat. And I was as bare and as raw as you can try to be. It's why my thing is called Adventures in Depth, because I'm really interested in, I love, is it Emma who was talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine? We're in a world which is so yang, we're so hell-bent on doing more and going quicker and faster and further and so on and so on. And I'm fascinated by this because many, many cultures across time have done this. Many people before us, all our ancestors across the world have done things like this to go out and connect with nature, to strip back down to what it is to be human and part of a human world. And it's through that I've realized there are some very simple rules in life. We have 4 seasons, you know, there's summer but there's also winter, and winter is just as important. There is sunrise but also sunset. There is daylight but there is also night. And all of these things work in harmony, and I didn't have to go very far in distance, but I've been able to go really deep to notice these things. It's a different kind of adventure that I'm really grateful for. So I've kind of said yes to going boom, go deep. It's good. It's good. I could talk a lot more about that, of course.
Can you just give that a round of applause?
I'll say this quickly, I don't want to go over time, but on my way down from the mountain, this was part of a 28-day solo. I do 24-hour solos or a few day solos. I was 28 days by myself at the top of this mountain in Colorado, and I did the vision quest in the middle of it. And on my way down on the track, there was a woman crying on the path. She was the first human being that I saw outside of my teacher, who came to sort of check I was okay every now and again. And she was crying, and she had a dog, and to your point, and I'd not had the conversation with anyone for a month, and I stopped on the track, and for another reason which I would share over a pint, I had a mirror on me, and I realized this woman was a mirror for me, and it turned out she was a Native American woman. Her name was Morning Star, and she started crying when she saw me. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm just coming down from having been on this mountain for 28 days. And I did a vision quest within that." And she started crying and crying. And she said, "Thank you for what you've done. It's already rippling out in the world." And it says something of everything that you guys have done. Actually, we put ourselves in these situations to deepen our learning inside and to take it out in the world. I'm fascinated by it. Adventures are out there, yeah, but really they're in here. You know, and we feel it with each other, and the world feels it around us. I wanted to honour this guy. He's one of I work with many teachers. I go out and find. I don't believe in schools so much anymore. I believe in people like him, and I study with an Apache wisdom teacher, a fascinating woman who is profoundly connected to our elements and earth and air and heat and sun and water. And last year I was studying with an Eskimo elder. We have these amazing teachers in the world. Let's go and use them. I want to say that. This is a guy called John Milton. He's the guy who was bodyguard to the Dalai Lama for a little bit. And an environmental officer in the White House, maybe. And then, so what was my yes? What is my yes? And I've thought about this all day. What is my yes? My yes is let's break the rules. There are no rules. If you listen deeply to nature, if we listen deeply to each other, things are creaking and we're in a little bit of trouble in places. And convention is keeping us fixed to the things that don't make things feel so good. You feel it in some of the stories. So my yes is break the rules, be yourself, go out and be authentic. It will always unfold into something more meaningful because we're being true to ourselves. So that's the yes, yes, yes. One thing, we run a load of expeditions, and I'd love to offer, like the guy with the films, a 10% discount or something like that to YesStories. We're doing some really cool stuff, going to all kinds of places. So let me know. I've also got some cards with a few little kind of discount cards. So it's amazing to be connected. Thank you, Dave, and the guys who are running this. I think is brilliant.